You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Get on-demand one-on-one text advice with Smitty at thefantasyfootballshow.com.
You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón.
Get on-demand one-on-one text advice with Smitty at thefantasyfootballshow.com.
You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss.
Live from the fantasyfootballshow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
You are watching the 7 p.m. show Monday through Friday, every single day, Monday through Friday. We are live at 7 p.m. Eastern, breaking down the fantasy football news. Not just fantasy news, the NFL news. This is a news show, for goodness sakes. You don't even have to be into fantasy football to watch this program, right? Am I right? Can I get an amen? Can I get a mashed potato?
Mashed potatoes!
Okay. We've talked about this already, but some people may not have been here. We'll do the Cliff Note version. Terry "Scary" McLaurin signing. This is the first report that came out earlier. Terry McLaurin signing a 3-year extension worth $71 million in new money places him among the NFL's top 5 highest paid wide receivers, according to ESPN. Congratulations there, Scary Terry McLaurin. And then this other piece of news came out breaking down some of the details. This is from Ian Rappaport. $53 million guaranteed, $34.6 million guaranteed at signing, $12.5 million guaranteed in March of 2023, signing bonus of $28 and $250K, just several Teslas worth of money in escalators every single time the man is given a Pro Bowl nod. And this guy, Scary Terry McLaurin, is 100% one of my biggest sleeper wide receivers once you get into round 5 on. You might not always get him in round 5, let's be honest. He's not going to just be sitting there for the taking in every single one of your drafts. But if you're drafting with Grandma, if you're drafting with Uncle Bob, if you're drafting with some magazine drafters or Fantasy Karen or whoever you're drafting with, this guy is going to be available at 5.2, 5.1, 5.4, and that's when you pounce on him. Make him your wide receiver 1 in maybe a draft strategy where you don't take a wide receiver until round 5. Maybe you try out the 0 WR approach and you go running back, Josh Allen. And then, who knows, you could take a tight end in the 4th round or go running back again, go Breece Hall. And then in round 5, take your first wide receiver and people say, hey, you haven't taken a wide receiver yet. Oh, Scary Terry McLaurin's pretty good. Yep, that's a good wide receiver. Why did we let him get Scary Terry? Why did we let him get Scary Terry? He had no wide receivers. This guy is headed to the moon. I don't care if they don't have a great quarterback. They have a better quarterback than in years past. It's an upgrade. Will Carson Wentz stay healthy? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Do I look like I can predict the future? Maybe sometimes you think I can. And hopefully I am. In this case, Scary Terry McLaurin is going to drop inconsistent loads all over the field in 2022. If he had Russell Wilson, if the Washington commanding football team had it in them to follow through and get an actual great quarterback, they were in pursuit of a lot of players. Watson, Russell Wilson, and Patrick. They called for Patrick Mahomes. Hey, is Patrick Mahomes available? No? Okay. They called for Patrick Mahomes just to see. You just want to poke around. Do our due diligence. Is Patty Mahomes able to come and play? And they said no. So then they settle for Carson Wentz. It's an upgrade, but can Carson Wentz stay healthy? I don't know. But McLaurin is a top 5 wide receiver trapped in a horrible situation that won't let him be a top 5 wide receiver. He can't be a top wide receiver. Ron with the super chat. Ron, have you DM'd me or sent me that email yet about the text line? I'm still waiting for you, pal. I don't understand 0 running back. Wide receiver has great depth. I don't understand 0 running back. There's ways, Ron, that this makes sense, you know? Like, if you take it to the board here and you say to yourself, like, Ron, I can do 2 0 approaches for you right here, right now, on the marker board, Ron. If you have this 12 pick right here, you could go Javonte and Swift back to back. And then right here, let's say you take Breece Hall. Okay? Then right here, you take DK. Somehow, you might even trade up to round 5 maybe, and you end up getting McLaurin here. This would be an example. You'd have to probably trade up. I don't think McLaurin's falling to this pick, but let's say you trade up. A little baby move. You trade your 7th rounder over here. You get rid of the 7th rounder to move this 5th rounder up. Look at that 0 wide receiver approach. Okay? DK, McLaurin. That's 0 wide receiver. Now let's do 0 running back. Because you can do both of these and dominate, especially from this freaking 12 pick, bro. So let's say you take Diggs and let's say you take Lamb, or insert whoever you like. If you don't like Lamb, insert whoever. Then right here, maybe you do the 0 RB a little different. 0 RB through 2 rounds. You could do it through 3 rounds. I mean, you could technically put Hall right here. Let's do a true 0 RB so I'm not hearing it from the chat. Those are different examples, Smitty. Okay, let's just say you take Josh Allen. Okay? You take Diggs, Lamb, Allen, and you don't start your running back run until right here. You used to be able to get ETN here. The James Robinson, scary James Robinson news might bump him into 5, but I doubt to the end of round 5. But let's say you get Kenneth Walker right here, okay? Let's say in the 5th round you take, let's say you take McLaurin, because we're talking about McLaurin. So now you have, with a 0 running back approach, through 3 rounds. Through 3 rounds, Ron. Your first running back's Hall. Your second running back's Walker. Oh, very risky. Well, guess what? I've got Diggs, Lamb, and McLaurin and Josh Allen to hammer home a championship. You can do it 100 different ways, Ron. You can go 0 RB. You could go 0 wide receiver. You can go balanced approach. But Ron, I'll tell you this right now. I don't know how long you're kind of new to my content. So I want to make something very, very clear to you and everybody else watching that might be new. The only strategy in fantasy football, with one caveat to it, that you draft to your strength, because I don't know what you're great at. You might be great at Kelsey in round 1. I don't like that approach, but if you're good at it, do it. If you're not good at it, don't try it, because drafting a tight end in round 1 is not the kind of draft strategy for everybody. But here is rule number 1, the only rule we have here in Smitty Fight Club, Ron. The only rule is that you go best player available. BPA. All things lead from BPA. BPA takes care of everything. Best player available. Ron, that doesn't mean you don't go running back, or you don't go wide receiver. BPA opens those doors. The secondary approaches come from BPA. When you're on the clock, you take the best player available. You don't draft a position, you draft a player. If you're sitting there and Javante's there and you already went RB in round 1 and you're worried about wide receiver, but Javante's the clear best player on the board, it's Javante. You take Javante. You don't worry about position unless you're drafting like double quarterback like I did in the Cup League on a time on my auto pick. Let's not talk about that. That's your league anyway. Smitty, I did. Take a lap for me. I'm trying to do 1,000 things at once. I did a pre-rank. I copied the pre-rank over. It drafted 2 quarterbacks with the auto picks. Whatever. We're going to try and see if... I got Burrow and Mahomes. We're going to try and see if Burrow scores 500 points and Mahomes scores 500 points. This will be the league that I do a video on. Now, granted, it's an experiment, okay? Now that I've messed up, we're going to do an experiment. Have you ever wondered, answer this question. Have you ever wondered if you had 2 quarterbacks like that, could you optimally mess up, or can you have an optimal setup to where each quarterback scores, let's say 500 points, I'm just throwing out a number. But if you start the right one at the right time, can you score like 600 points? And then ideally, Mahomes and Burrow would be an absolute monster strategy from a 4th and 5th round area. So we'll try that experiment out. I don't expect it to be successful. I expect to pick the wrong quarterback each week. But this is a good experiment, a good content for the video, because I know every single one of you out there has wondered, what if you had the 2 best quarterbacks in the 4th and 5th round and you just started the right one at the right week? Can each of them scoring 500 score you 600 by the right rotation? Maybe it's possible. Let's try it. The Cooper Cup League will be our example. But, Ron, always best player available. Always. It leads you down some roads where you're weak at running back 2, you're weak at wide receiver 3, you're weak at tight end, whatever. But best player available will lead you down a road where you have maybe one big problem, but you have sleepers in the Fantasy Football Show and me in the community here to help you land the next Mitchell, Eli Mitchell, the guy I told everyone to draft. I still get people in here to this day. Once a day I get a DM maybe, or once every other day at least. You sure were wrong on Sherman, Smitty. When they don't know what they're talking about, because almost every single time I wrote a breakout prediction on Trey Sermon, I said Trey Sermon and Mitchell, you gotta cuff Mitchell. It's one and the same. It's one player. You draft Sermon, you draft Mitchell, it wins you a championship. Yet somehow, some way, the Mitchell part's getting left off. And then for those that didn't draft Mitchell, he was my number 1 ad going into week 1 with a confidence level, because that's how I do my waiver wire. You're going to learn, Ron. I do waiver wire better than anybody, because these people come out and tell you how many dollars to put on a player, how much to throw on there. You don't know. No one knows what your league is capable of dropping auction dollar wise. It's a history thing. It's a historical trending. No one can know. I play in leagues where you have $100 of free agent auction dollars. You have to drop all 100 anytime you want a player, and everybody's out of money by week 4. I have another league where you have $100 blind bid auction dollars, and the most anybody ever spends is like $15 out of the 100. Everyone's conservative as can be. I can't tell between all of your leagues what your league's gonna do. What I can offer you is a particular set of skills I've acquired over a long career, skills that make me a nightmare for your league opponents. And that is a confidence level system where I tell you the confidence level that this player is the best pickup of the year. How do you like them apples? What's better than that for your waiver wire fantasy football video content? I come out and I tell you, this player, Eli Mitchell, has a confidence level of 9 out of 10, almost 10 out of 10 for being the best pickup of the year. If that doesn't guide you, I don't know what will. That's how my waiver wire works. That's how my waiver wire content works. Rock Out chiming in. Rock Out's about to come in and drop a freestyle rap. This guy Rock Out is going to battle it. Thank you, Rock Out. Battle it against Asher in just moments. So stand by. Asher and Rock Out, I'll get you in the green room in 1 second. Ron, thank you for the super chat. Media says stop yelling. Media, I'm not even yelling. This is my inside voice. This is how I talk to Miss Smitty. Meatloaf, Miss Smitty. What do you want to watch for TV tonight? What do you want to watch on the tube tonight, Miss Smitty? You want to watch a little more 24? Season 5? Meatloaf. This is how I talk, Rock Out. This is how I talk, our media. All right, we're gonna get the youngins in here. Rock Out and Asher are new in-house musicians, and when I say in-house, I mean they DM me music once in a while, and we're gonna maybe sign them to the Graveyard Records label, the Swayze Studios Graveyard Fantasy Football Record label. We're gonna get them on here in just 1 second. I do gotta. Let's see. Where is my? I gotta open up something here. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna send you a link to come in here, guys. I'm sending you a DM right now. Get ready to accept. You guys ready for the best rap battle you've ever seen in your life? All right, Asher. Here you go, big boy. All right, Rock Out. Here you go, big boy. You ready? You ready to do it live? Enter Rap Battle 2022.
Rap battle. Rock Out versus Asher. Who will win?
The impromptu rap battle of the decade. All right, here we go. You guys have no idea what is about to happen, do you? This is Asher calling in. Asher, what's up, good buddy? Looks like you're dressed for the ball. You're dressed for the ball, buddy. You're ready to go.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Asher, I appreciate you coming on the show. We're waiting for Rock Out. The way this is going to work is we're going to wing it. We don't even know what we're doing here, okay? I imagine what we're going to do is we're going to throw a couple of the follower words out that they throw out. No 2 words, no sentences, nothing. It's going to be 1 word. You throw it out. I'm going to put it on screen. And Asher, you have to incorporate the word on screen in what you're playing in that moment, live. Okay? Okay, let's wait for Rock Out. Rock Out. Chop, chop, Rock Out.
How do I see the chat? So you're going to put it on your screen.
You'll see it on the screen. Tell me if you can see this.
If you can make it a little bigger.
A little bigger? Like, how about that? How about that? Good?
Yeah. Looks good.
Okay. Rock Out.
Brian.
Rock Out in the house.
What's up?
Okay, Rock Out. Here's how it goes. Asher's going to begin. He's going to do his thing. Asher's more of a, I would say it's more of like he makes love to the music and he brings the romance to so whatever. This is kind of a rap battle. You're more of a freestyle rapper, I would say. He's more of a Michael Bublé, but it doesn't matter. We're going to throw the words on screen and you guys incorporate it into your live impromptu battle. Asher, you are up. When you see me throw a word on screen, please incorporate it into your music. Hit it, young man.
Najee Harris in the first round. Gonna draft him. It's a sound round. Yeah, I'm going with my team. Yeah, all the way to the championship.
Okay, go. Rock out. Your turn, and your word is go.
Javante, he be coming through. He be coming through the pack. He be straight a Mac. He be coming Mac truck 316 deep in the SUV. You can't see, believe he's the great achiever in the EVA. You just don't understand him.
Okay, go, Asher. Your word is moon. Your word is moon, Asher. Go.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are my team. Yeah, they're going to the moon like crypto is. You best be a believer. Gotta hide a little 24 kid.
Boom. Okay, now I'm going to incorporate a couple words. Okay? Rock out. Your first word will be dog poop. Your second word is clown. Go.
Dog poop, dog crap, dog poop, like Happy Billmore, like clown poop. We a clown, but we keep it rocking like a big frown, big town, big Willie, big silly. I'm straight damn big. Oh, it's like you back to Philly, really.
I love it. Look, by the end of this show, I'm pretty worried that you guys are going to be scooped up by some label by the end of this. Okay. Next two words. This one's gonna be a little crazy. Your first word is rock out.
What do you think about rocking out with your jock out?
Come on, Rod.
Kid friendly channel. We got rock out. Smitty's the jock out. I am the big rooster.
This is supposed to be Swift. All right, go ahead and continue. I like where you're headed with that. Once you repeat that, and then go forward with Swift. Go.
Hey there, Smitty. What do you think about taking Swift? He is gonna rock out this year. He's gonna rock out, yeah.
All right, this is the last one. Then we're gonna vote. Then we're gonna get back to the show. Really appreciate you guys. Okay, here are your last two words. Rock out, and you're gonna close it out here. Rock out. You started or you finished? Or I mean, you started or who started? I forget.
Asher.
Okay, so you're gonna close it out. Here you go. Your one word's gonna be Asher. Your second word is gonna be Jameis Winston.
All right. Asher. Straight with the pasta. Master. I'm going new class. Asher. Master. Winston coming through New Orleans. You know the Orleans, we keep it easy, no cheesy. You're going like cockamamie. You never to see me, believe me. It's Jameis, it's Winston, the ash to the blast, ash in the mash, like a blast in the glass. Coming through, coming packed with a Big Mac. We go like a big pack. We gonna run a big stack. We be going sky high like a mother fly. You just don't understand me. I'm a freaking mandry.
Okay, excellent. Now I want you guys to rotate and sing together. So you're just gonna have to jot. You guys are musicians, all right? You guys are pure musicians, so you're gonna be able to feel each other out. I want Asher to begin. Asher, I want you to continue to play the guitar for Rock Out. And when you're done, Rock Out, jump in. And I want you both to do two verses each. So Asher, Rock Out, Asher, end with Rock Out. Hit it.
Swift coming to Swift, hey, here at the rate.
All right. I think we're good. Hey, guys, I appreciate you coming in. You guys are absolute monsters. And continue to send me the DMs with all the beautiful music. You guys are songbirds of your generation. And I appreciate you both.
Hey, guys, check out AshersCoffee.com if you need some fresh roast. Let me know.
Definitely. You definitely work. Hey, you rock out. You got a plug?
This is my Instagram, Kyle Slugger.
All right. Or the fantasyfootballshow.com. Either one. You can plug me if you want. All right. I'll see you guys later. Go leave me a voicemail. Go leave me a song. Keep rocking out. No pun intended. Later.
Yes, sir.
Man, those guys are monsters. Those guys are I wouldn't be surprised. We only lost 8 viewers during that entire segment. We only lost 8 viewers during that entire segment. I'm shocked. Just magical. I'm telling you, songbirds of their generation. All right, so guys, we got a little bit of this news to talk about, and then we'll move on. So as I was talking about McLaurin's an absolute monster. McLaurin's going to drop sporadically insane amounts of points in the field in 2022. The problem is the sporadic part. The problem is Carson Wentz. The problem is we don't have an elite quarterback throwing the football to this man, Scary Terry McLaurin. He can't really earn his name Scary Terry yet because he literally doesn't have a quarterback that can make him scary. But I promise you this, you will see flashes of what we all know he can do. It'll happen in spots, right? And hopefully for Fantasy Football Worlds, we get gifted either some kind of, I know he's signing a new deal, odds of a trade are very unlikely, but some kind of either McLaurin movement, or it's probably now that he's inking a new deal, probably not going anywhere. It's probably going to be they trade for a quarterback, or hopefully they have some kind of upgrade coming in to 2022. You tired of losing your fantasy league every year going into the toilet bowl? Come over to Smitty. Surge Knight voice. Thank you. Appreciate that. Ron says they both have fake backgrounds, huh, Smitty? They might have, bro. They might have had fake voices. I don't think anybody can sound quite like... I don't think there's ever been 2 angels in the same room at the same time. Songbirds of their generation. Deebo Samuel. Let's talk about this Deebo Samuel situation. So, Scary Terry McLaurin signs a $71 million deal, right? Now you got to ask yourself, what does this do for Deebo Samuel? What does this do? Will Deebo Samuel... where's my graphic? Here it is. Deebo Samuel is looking for, I imagine, somewhere in the ballpark of $55 to $70 million guaranteed. The McLaurin deal, which puts him right around $53 million guaranteed, is going to, in my opinion, make Deebo a little frustrated because now he's looking at a blueprint for his deal. Now, granted, Deebo might be getting a little bit more than McLaurin. He could. Then again, the Niners, maybe they don't offer him more. Maybe they offer him exactly that kind of amount of that kind of a deal. I think Deebo's expectation has to come down. I hope it does. I hope it doesn't take long. My initial guess is Deebo's going to have a tough time digesting these numbers that Scary Terry McLaurin got because I think Deebo really truly feels he's worth $70 million. And let me just start off by saying, and I said this earlier today, I don't disagree with Deebo that he played well enough last year to earn way more than this. I agree with Deebo. The problem Deebo's going to have is adjusting his mindset and expectation to understand that other teams, including the Niners, every team in the NFL, is not going to see him more than this. They're going to see him maybe 55 million, maybe 56, maybe in bizarro worlds he gets 57 to 59, but it's probably looking like a 53, 54, $55 million guaranteed deal. Deebo wants 70. I can almost guarantee you Deebo wants 1,000% more than he's probably going to get. But he's got to be realistic in the sense that he only has 1 year. Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, these guys are more proven. I'm not saying they are more important to their team, given what had happened last year and what we expect Deebo to do this year. And I don't want to hear he's not playing wide back. Stop with that nonsense. He's posturing. He's trying to make sure he gets paid for wide back. No one wants him running up the gut. Stop with the whole wide back is up the gut. That was running back. The Niners asked him to play wide back, then they asked him to play running back. Completely different. We want Deebo getting the ball at the line of scrimmage. We want Deebo stepping back behind the quarterback, getting the football and taking a negative 3-yard catch 60 yards downfield. That's wide back. End around, jet sweeps, all that stuff. Running up the gut is running back. No one wants him doing that. Stop with the whole Deebo's not as valuable because he's not going to play wide back. Who are you listening to? Who do you get your news from? Your grandmother? Your grandmother telling you Deebo's... But Grandma said she watched it on ESPN and he's not going to play wide back according to ESPN, Smitty. Then go watch ESPN and get your news from ESPN. Deebo wants the football. Do you think Deebo's lining up and sitting... Do you think he's sitting there in the huddle and Trey Lance says, Alpha 7, Blue 65, hatchback left, flex capacitor 14. And then Deebo says, excuse me, I'm not going to take... I don't run the ball anymore. I don't want the ball. I'm not a playmaker. Don't give me the football. You out of your mind? I understand where Deebo's coming from. He wants the freaking ball. He wants the freaking bag. I get it. In percentage-wise of how much he was of the Niner offense, he's making a good case that he should be top 2, 3, 4 in the league per year. But the problem is, you can't ask for that when you haven't proven it for more than 1 or 2 years. So Deebo's got to expect 53 or 54 or 52. They might even offer him 50. He's got to understand he has no leverage. He needs to understand he's gonna be paid bank for 1 year, one proven year. Yeah, he played well as a rookie. He got hurt his second year. It's not like he hasn't done anything. He had a good rookie year, but he's done 1 year of this amazing Deebo Samuel-esque production. He's lucky. He's in a fortunate position that he played so well that he can secure off of one real big season. He can secure a $50 million guaranteed deal. So Deebo hopefully doesn't go in a bad direction and doesn't derail this. There is this report right here. Vamp says Denny on the next rap battle. That would be epic. Jeremy Fowler reports that 49ers wide receiver Deebo Samuel has not officially rescinded his trade request. This is confusing to me. I'm not saying there isn't a trade request officially offered, but I feel like I've been on this news pretty good. I feel like L take to what, bro? L take to what? Todd, what's an L take? Explain. Let me know what I've done wrong, Todd. 90 of you in here, please punch the thumb up button on your way in the door.
Hit that subscribe button if you're new and wipe your feet at the door.
Tell me what I did wrong, Todd. Tell me what you think I'm wrong about, Todd. Tell me about my L take. School me. Take me to school, Todd. Maybe Todd's talking about someone else up there. That's fine. I'm yelling at Todd for no good reason. That happens all the time. Deebo Samuel, to my knowledge, there's no official trade request. And I could be wrong on that. I could be wrong. It could be behind closed doors that this all happened and no one aired the dirty laundry to that extent that we'd find it. But I'm not understanding where this official trade was. In a closed door meeting with what was that guy's name? Darlington. Jeff Darlington and Deebo in a closed door, unrecorded audio and no video. It was almost off the record type of feel of a meeting with Jeff Darlington. There was talk about Deebo wanting to request a trade. That he wanted to request a trade. And I don't know that it's official. Did he just mention it? See, the thing a lot of people don't understand is about half of what's reported on Deebo these days, Deebo shakes his head at and says, I requested a trade officially. That's news. I can see it right now. I can see Deebo Samuel on a live right now, reading and laughing at a report that says, I officially requested a trade. That's interesting news to me. I just don't know. I'm not saying it's not behind closed doors, but this hasn't been like a totally like official, where Baker Mayfield's agent requested a trade. Baker Mayfield's agent requested a trade. Baker requested a trade. The Browns replied. And I told all of you this. I did it on the Instagram Lives with Raj. I did it everywhere. I said, hey, why have you not heard the Niners accept or reject Deebo's trade request? Because it was said in passing with Darlington. And maybe his agent did ask the Niners, and the Niners kept it real quiet, and the Niners are just ignoring it. Definitely a possibility. Definitely a possibility. But I don't know that this is an official trade request. I don't know that his agent has said anything. Hey, did what's his name come back and tell me why my take was an L take? No, he didn't. Hey Todd, where you at? Deebo's trade request got denied a while ago. That's not what reports are saying. Look, this is the most recent report by Jeremy Fowler saying reports are that the Niners wide receiver Deebo Samuel has not officially rescinded his trade request. I don't know that they denied anything publicly. I think they just ignored it if there was even a trade request. I'm not saying there was or wasn't. I'm just saying this was like buried news. I mean, no one is even reporting on this. I kept saying, why have the Niners not responded if it was a real trade request? And that's a legit question. Like maybe the Niners are completely ignoring it. All I know is I don't know what's going on with it. I feel very, very in the dark about this reported trade request by Deebo Samuel. I feel in the dark about it by his agent. Did anybody hear his agent come out and say, we want to trade? We haven't. He shares the same agent as A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf. It's crazy. It's crazy how people just run at the mouth with this. I'm not saying there isn't a trade request. I'm saying there hasn't been a lot of information on it. My guess is Deebo signs a deal in July. I don't know if it'll be late July. I don't even think the Niners are interested in inking it quickly to stop the bleeding. I feel like this organization, as much as I love Trey, as much as I love Deebo, as much as I'm a supporter of the team and players they have in place, I'm very critical on Shanahan. I'm very critical on Anthony Lynn, this amazing find that all the Niner fans, put your earmuffs on for a little bit, media, because this is going to hurt. But everybody acting like Anthony Lynn's this great signing. Like we brought in the coach, Anthony Lynn. Anthony Lynn! Yeah! Who is this guy? I don't know, but we brought him in. That's how I feel like you're reacting to this Anthony Lynn signing. This guy botched last season. He got ousted from Detroit, had his play calling duties ripped from him by midseason, and couldn't recognize that DeAndre Swift was better than Jamal Williams. And it's like, I don't know. Media, take your earmuffs off. He is a position coach, not a head coach. I understand, but he got all of his duties ripped from him as offensive coordinator, bro. He wasn't a coach. He was the offensive coordinator. He wasn't the head coach. And I've even seen some Niner communities talk about how he's going to not be with the Niners next year because he's going to get a head coaching job next year, like because of how good he's going to. Like, Kyle Shanahan isn't going to let this guy take a leak without his permission. Hopefully Anthony Lynn doesn't have the keys to the locker room or have his own laptop with access to the mainframe, because Anthony Lynn's going to absolutely destroy everything. Hopefully Anthony Lynn's very compartmentalized. They give him a stapler, his red stapler. They send him to the basement and they have him staple TPS reports over and over and over, and they don't let him out because he could destroy the running back situation. He could try and rotate these backs. Thank God Shanahan's got such an ego that he's going to put clamps on this man and not allow him to even breathe without permission. So maybe Anthony Lynn will just stick to one focused thing that he's good at, and I'm sure he's good at a couple things. Couple very, very focused things that he is good at, and he works on those things only, and maybe he is good. Maybe he is good. I don't know where this Todd guy is. L take. Let's hit the voicemails. This one's from Rock Out. Get a lamb. Take a lap. Thank you, Rock Out. Rock Out, you're a songbird. You're an absolute songbird. Jim.
Hey, Smitty, what do you think about DJ Moore this year for redraft purposes? I feel like he's a lot like Terry McLaurin, where he's an elite, talented wide receiver just stuck in a bad offense with a bad quarterback. I just grabbed him with my 5th pick in the 6th round of our cup league, so I thought that was really good value to get him in the 6th round, but his touchdown upside is obviously very low. That's the only thing that's concerning. What's your thoughts on DJ Moore this year?
I mean, I like him in the 6th round. I think he's overdrafted by some people, but I certainly don't mind 6th round value. 6th round, you're talking about, and I'm not trying to say this in a negative way. I like Mooney. But you're talking about Mooney. I've seen Juju Smith-Schuster get taken in round 6. He got taken in the throne draft. That's just way too high for me. But I think, do I like Kenneth Walker more? Absolutely. Do I like, I'm looking at some other players that got taken in the throne draft. Do I like Bateman more than DJ Moore? I think that's pretty close. I think that's pretty close to Amari Cooper. You could argue either side of that. I don't love Cooper's situation. The quarterback carousel, no Deshaun Watson. Dalton Schultz at the end of round 6, I like more than DJ Moore, but you could argue that. In the throne draft, Mahomes fell to 6.1, which is absolute highway robbery. Like, I'm upset over that one. That's a steal. I'd take Mahomes or Burrow or any of those guys over DJ Moore. But, like, do I like DJ Moore as much as I like Juju and Elijah Moore and Robert Woods went at 7.7? That feels like a waste of a pick. Yeah, I like DJ Moore 6th round. No problem at all. Kenny.
Hey, Smitty, does Cordarrelle Patterson losing his wide receiver tag on Sleeper affect his value for you at all?
Hold on. Is Todd finally responding? Let's see. Rock Out drops a super chat. Rock Out in the house. Appreciate you. Let me see if Todd, I don't see Todd's message. He keeps saying, am I ducking? So this was Todd. Todd says L take. Okay, there's Todd. Then he says L take. And then he says, oh, here, open the phone lines if you're so confident on that Deebo take. Sure.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Call into the show. Dial 602 NFL. Down.
All right, let me turn the phone lines on. Thinks I'm scared of answering his phone call. That's amazing. That's amazing. Phone lines open, big boy. Phone lines open, big boy. Come rolling right in. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
What's up, Smitty? I have a question.
Is this
about
Todd?
Dynasty. This is my first year
Is
in
this Todd?
Dynasty League, and I want to see who you're targeting and what your tips are for Dynasty.
This isn't Todd.
No, it's not.
Sorry, I didn't mean to sound disappointed. Dynasty. I mean, honestly, I love some of the same guys that are in redraft falling. They're falling in a little bit to the same degree in Dynasty, like the DKs, the Waddles, the Breece Halls. Breece Hall will go a lot higher, but Kenneth Walker's still a monster steal. In Dynasty, I tend to go younger wide receivers. If I'm in the first round, I'll definitely go Chase or Jefferson over any running back but JT. I might go Javonte over those guys or right below those guys. Like for me, if I'm in round 1, I want JT, Chase, Jefferson, Javonte, Najee, Swift, or I want to trade down and consume multiple players. I'm also early quarterback more so than I am in redraft because quarterbacks can last a decade. Herbert for a decade will carry you week in and week out. Josh Allen will carry you week in and week out. Mahomes is falling so far because of all the who's he going to throw to when he's still well worth where he's dropped to. So if you're getting him in round 5 or 4 in a dynasty, that's amazing. I love guys. Let me get ETN, Hall, Javonte. I mean, there's a load of them, bro.
Perfect.
Just lean wide receiver a little more than you would, but always go best player available. But best player available will have you drafting wide receiver. Like, you're not forcing anything because best player available, you'll naturally be like, the wide receivers are better. Like taking a DK Metcalf over a J.K. Dobbins. Don't make a mistake and take a J.K. Dobbins. Don't make a mistake and take a Monty or an Akers or a James Conner or a player like that over over a DK Metcalf. Don't make a mistake over taking a Fournette or a Nick Chubb who might have a short amount of time left, or a Kamara who could be out for a significant amount of games, and then you got to worry about, well, he's going to be the same next year, and then he's got no more years left after that. Like, go younger and grab those running backs like Etienne, Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, Javonte, Najee, Swift. Even Gibson's interesting, but at the right price. Don't put too much stock in that A.J. Dillon and Tony Pollard will be the futures of their teams, but absolutely grab them for the now value that they have and the potential they could have long term. But don't put too much stock in predicting what's going to happen and buy guys at that predictive value. You know what I mean? Like, I have people that say, Smitty, you love Tony Pollard. I can trade right now in a dynasty league. I could trade right now. I'm trying to think of a name that makes sense for this, because I can't think of the exact offer, but like someone has like Mike Evans. That was the one I think I remember. Mike Evans for like Tony Pollard. And I'm like, bro, Mike Evans is the now. Mike Evans is going to be a baller this year. And maybe he does fall off in a year and a half, 2 years. Who knows? He's an injury-prone kind of guy. But Tony Pollard, you can't go buying Tony Pollard as if he's the guy we hope he can become. Tony Pollard in a dynasty ranks so much lower than even Mike Evans. You can't get ahead of yourself is what I'm trying to say.
Perfect.
All right,
thanks, Smitty. I appreciate it. Love the show.
Appreciate you. All right, Todd. Come in, Todd. I'm waiting for this Todd character. While we wait for Todd to call in, don't think he'll show. Asher.
Hey there, Smitty. What do you think about taking Trubisky with the last pick? Or would you rather have George Pickens? Or would you rather have Kenny Pickett? Well, I am a Steeler fan, yes, you know. I like to roast, copy, and watch a show. If you ask me, then I'll say, draft the Steelers, Najee Harris. Oh, first round, yeah.
Attaboy. Asher, songbird. Absolute songbird of our generation. If Rock Out isn't the songbird, then it's Asher. That's all I can say. Kenny.
Are you comfortable grabbing Ridley as a full-year stash in Dynasty, or are you not using your bench spot to do that?
It depends on how late, what are we talking about? Who are you going to be able to grab? Justin Ross on your bench? Justin Ross over Ridley in a heartbeat. Are we talking about, I'm just digging deep at running back, let's say, because I love stashing running backs in Dynasty. Let's say Snoop Connor, the Jacksonville rookie running back. I'd rather have him over Ridley. And that's like, I found him in the 300th range in redraft. I don't know about Dynasty because I'm looking at a redraft rank. I'm sure he's way up in Dynasty, but I'm just giving you an example. Like, I scrolled all the way down, first name I saw, Snoop Connor. Give me him. Like, you're talking about a long wait. Ron dropping yet another super. I believe Ron's over that $10 barrier that gets an attaboy.
Mashed potatoes.
Ron said this. What did Ron say? Planning on doing a graveyard tonight. Had withdrawals last night. Absolutely. I plan on it. I can't always guarantee it, but I will. I believe I will be doing a graveyard shift tonight. So get ready. You bet $1,500 on football and gets what? Daddy Dennis says bet $1,500 on football and gets a year. So bad, says Daddy Dennis. I don't know if it was like. Here's the thing. I don't know that it was a bad suspension. Like, just looking at it, on its face. Where's this guy supposed to call in? Open the phone lines if you dare. Crickets. I'm waiting. Thinks I'm scared of a phone call. What were we talking about? Oh, Ridley. I don't think it was like a bad amount of games. Like you gotta protect the integrity of the league. But the problem is the imbalance of the NFL and their suspension, games, and it's like you can't come around and say Ridley's out for a year and then somebody's abusive over here and then you give them 3 games. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to? Todd? Hello, Ma? Yeah, that was Todd. I think he hung up. He got scared. It was that or his mom. Mom? Mom, is the meatloaf ready? Rock out with the super.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy. Jefferson is my number 1 wide receiver on my board. To the moon. Jefferson to
the moon.
To the moon, baby. Attaboy. All right, well, I don't think he's coming, guys. I don't think he's showing up. I think he went to go get ice, and he's not coming back. All right, let's go on with. We'll keep it open. It's open all day.
Hey, Smitty, I have a little bit of a beef and a little bit of a problem with these rankings, and say if I'm right or wrong. They have DK, who has no quarterback, going before someone like Terry McLaurin, who at least Wentz is better than what.
You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to? Okay.
Who has no quarterback.
What player is he? What player is the Bruce talking about?
I have a little bit of a beef and a little bit of a problem with these rankings, and say if I'm right or wrong. They have.
You're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
What's up, man? It's Overcome.
What's up, Overcome?
Where's Todd, man?
I don't know. He's not calling in. Now he's going to probably call in while you're on the phone and blame it on you. And then not call back and say that we didn't answer his call. Phone lines have been sitting there dead, so he definitely didn't call. What's up? What do you got, Overcome?
What are your thoughts on Sutton and Judy?
I mean, I like Judy.
Yeah.
But I mean, if Judy falters, then Sutton's going to be force-fed, peppered with targets. There you go. Sutton's going to deliver. So it's not like I think Sutton will be a bust. I just think that if I've got to pick, I feel like Judy has probably a top 5 to 10 skill set and route running in the entire league out of all the wide receivers in the NFL. He was coined that coming out of college. It's not like I'm making that up. Like he was literally, some people were talking about this is going to be the best route runner in the NFL when he was being scouted. And he hasn't had a quarterback. He has not had a quarterback until right now. He's had a worse situation than McLaurin. And McLaurin's a little bit different of a wide receiver. This is like a route running monster, Judy, that kind of needs the football in a way like that Adams needs it, or Antonio Brown's, needed it from Big Ben. And then when Big Ben would go down, AB would be missing. So I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like Judy's the guy to bank on, but I certainly don't mind either of them. And you could totally make an argument that Sutton's going to ball out. I'm not against it. I just think you got to be careful where you draft both of them. I'm seeing like people hear me say I love Judy. Todd, if that's you calling, call back. I'm on this call, pal. And then I'll get to you if that's you, Todd. I don't know if that's Todd. Not Todd. Here, hold on. I'm gonna answer this. Overcome. Call right back. Oh no, never mind. He's gone.
Oh.
I don't know if he. I think he calls when he knows that I can't pick up, and then he acts like he's calling. But I don't know.
I think he's scared, man.
Yeah, Judy. Just don't draft either of them too high because we don't know which one's gonna blow up, bro. Don't take either of them in round 4. Something like that. Yep. Yeah. All right, pal. Call back if you got another one.
All right, man.
Overcome. All right, Todd. Bring it, Todd. What was... I keep forgetting the Bruce. I'm sorry.
DK, who has no quarterback.
Every time I try and play the Bruce's message, poor the Bruce. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Deshaun Watson is innocent. We know this shit.
Who is this?
This is AD.
AD?
139. Yeah.
AD. I don't know that any of us know what's going on with Deshaun Watson. I mean, he's certainly guilty of certain things. Is he guilty of what's being accused in the claims? That's for a jury to decide.
Guilty of what?
Guilty of
what?
Have you read the complaints?
Yes.
You have read the complaints.
They're lying.
Okay, well, that's definitely a take. That's definitely a take that I think could be true. But to discredit either side is kind of tough for someone like you or I to do without being in there and seeing what's going on.
Zero police report. Zero evidence. Zero camera.
I wouldn't say there's zero evidence.
There's no
I'd say
evidence
the
at all.
Houston police have some evidence against him that is pretty well known. He's also admitted that multiple women have left crying after meeting with them, bro. So there's definitely some.
Is that the only? That's the only bit of evidence you got is them crying.
So you think meeting with over 60, and I'm going with the low number. Some say 100. Over 60 of these situations is normal. Like, you don't think there's something weird going on that he shouldn't be doing. And not to mention, there's two different dynamics here. You're talking about the criminality, and the thing I think you weren't prepared for when you called is that I'm actually on your side with the criminality. It's innocent until proven guilty, bro. Nobody should be going to jail or anything until they have a chance to prove their innocence. In the eyes of the NFL, this right here, what they're deciding on today and tomorrow and the next day, whenever this ends up getting wrapped up, because Sue Robinson, the disciplinary officer, is looking at this today and tomorrow, their recommendations on the league conduct policy, bro. That's all they're looking at. They're not looking at innocence or guilt in the cases. They're looking at, did Deshaun Watson step out of bounds according to the personal conduct policy by doing these massive amounts of meetings and reaching out to people on Instagram, having them actually file lawsuits against him, whether they're lying about certain details or not. You can't tell me every single part of all 24 of the individuals that were suing him, all of it's a lie. You can't tell me all of it's a lie, bro. Every single part of all 24 of them is a complete lie. He admits that he put himself in a really bad spot, and he admits that who cares about what happened in a massage? I'm not saying that. I'm saying that when he targets individuals that don't have a massage practice or are small-time people on Instagram, there's a reason he's going after people that don't deal with celebrities a lot, makes them sign non-disclosure agreements. And whether he did anything criminally wrong or not, the NFL's not going to have it. So when you ask, what's he going to get suspended for? He's totally innocent. He's not. He may be innocent of the claims and the brutal accusations inside each of the 24 claims, but that doesn't mean he's innocent from putting himself in a real vulnerable spot and the NFL in a real vulnerable spot. And they're going to suspend him, bro. You mark my words. He's suspended. It's just a matter of how long.
I don't know how you could suspend someone when the owners do the same thing.
They should be suspended too.
But they don't. They don't get suspended. They don't get fined.
I agree.
The double standard is crazy, man.
I agree. I think you aren't prepared for me to agree with you. I agree with you on all that. The league is so imbalanced about it, bro. They're so imbalanced. Like the Ridley getting a year, and then somebody else doing something that's way worse. You know, like, and then Josh Allen, the way Josh Gordon was treated for years. Like, it's crazy. The NFL it's uncontrolled. And the fact that Roger Goodell, as much as I believe Watson should be suspended for a certain amount of time for what he did in the light he put the team in, I think that Goodell set up an impossible climb for him, and it's corrupt. Like, Goodell has the final say. He basically, both parties, NFLPA and the NFL, have a middle ground individual named Sue Robinson. She's a retired judge. They brought her in as the league disciplinary officer. Okay, so she's going to come in, and that's what she's doing right now, interviews and everything. She's going to make a recommendation. Roger Goodell in the NFL have it set up to where if she recommends even a 1-game suspension, a slap on the wrist, a fine, whatever, if there's discipline whatsoever, it opens the door for Roger Goodell to come in and do whatever he wants. He can overrule her. He could say, I don't like your 1-game suspension. I'm giving him the whole season or an indefinite suspension. It's corrupt, bro. He literally set it up to where now he's not the judge, jury, and executioner, but as long as this third party, independent party deems discipline, he gets to come back in and do whatever he wants. So Roger Goodell gets to decide everything in this situation. It just, they make it look like he doesn't. And it's corrupt. It's bad. It's not. But the problem is Deshaun Watson still made his own bed with this, bro. And it's like, do I think he should be out and never play again? Do I think there's some, amount of like he sat out an entire year already? How much of that was his choice? How much of it was the team? There's a lot of people that say different things. This Houston Texans organization is complicit in helping them set up these situations. They knew about it. They had the space for it. They provided the non-disclosure agreements to the random Instagram masseuses. Like, this thing is just a mess, bro. The Texans need to be held accountable as well.
It is crazy. Definitely. I appreciate it.
I appreciate your call, man. Bye. All right, where is this Lloyd guy or whatever his name is? What is it, Lloyd? Todd? Todd. Where's Todd? Yeah, good. This is, I don't know what to think about the NFL sometimes. Goodell is definitely a dictator, fantasy dog. He runs it like a dictatorship. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Hey, Smitty, it's Ron Navy. I'll put the Navy in there so you know. It's
Ron Navy. Yeah, thank you. What's up, Ron? Appreciate you calling in.
I just want to expand on that people don't dive into their research enough. That guy, if he would have researched enough, he would have found that the police actually found enough evidence to criminally indict him, but it was the DA who was afraid to go up against his lawyers and decided not to. She didn't want to go after it. So
yeah.
The only recourse these women had was to file a civil lawsuit, not a criminal lawsuit, and that's what they did.
Yeah.
So he needs to do a little more research. That's all I got to say.
Yeah,
but I'm going to let you go.
No, I agree. No, hold on. Stay there. I agree with you. There was reportedly, and we don't really have that evidence in front of us, so sometimes I'm wary to use that line when really we can't even confirm what it is they actually have. But reportedly, through multiple sources, the Houston Police Department does have pretty significant evidence against Watson in these criminal situations. But like you said, the DA looked at it from this perspective. What I heard was the DA was concerned about whether they would be able to win with reasonable doubt and whether they wanted to drag the city and everybody, the DA, through years of criminal trials. Because with that many people, if they were to indict him on one, it probably would open the door. And I think they really made a political move not to go after him. And I think that's messed up, because if there was enough evidence to go after him, they should have went after him. They were just predicting whether they would lose with reasonable doubt. Maybe the evidence has some questionable, I don't know how it was collected, or who knows? Who knows why? We don't have the details. But yes, there was most certainly, according to reports, the Houston police had evidence that they thought maybe or maybe not would win in court. So we'll see, man. I mean, we'll see. I most certainly expect...
I think Deshaun should feel very fortunate that he's only looking at a year suspension and still be able to play football afterwards.
Exactly.
He got away from the criminal part of it.
Exactly. All right, buddy. Appreciate all your super chats, all your
buddy.
support.
Hey, if you do the graveyard tonight, I have a graveyard song for you. So
okay, drop it. You mean you're gonna
if you open it up later?
All right. Appreciate you.
Yep.
Drop it in a DM
all right.
later. Toddy boy. Todd, dial. And I feel for all sides of this. Like, I know a lot of people want to like that caller before Ron. I couldn't catch his name if he said AJ. That caller before Ron. I know his initial reaction was like to go at me. I could feel it, you know. But like, I agree with that stance. It's innocent until proven guilty. The problem is the NFL is a private organization that can do what they want, and it's just. There's a conduct policy that's looked at. That's all they're talking about. This is why I scratch my head when people say that this is going to be finalized. I've pretty much been on the money on this the whole way. I told you that the spotlight would turn onto the Houston Texans in due time. What has happened? The spotlight has just shifted right over to the Houston Texans. Now they're in some trouble. And who knows if they're going to have some draft pick penalties, or if the Browns try and undo and void the Deshaun Watson deal, how much culpability and responsibility will the Texans have in that reversal or void? And if anybody thinks that the Browns won't look to void that deal, I left a voicemail. I've called 10 times. Todd, the phone line's open right now, bro. It's open right now. Dial in. Dial in. I don't even have voice messages set up because I have so many calls. I'm waiting, bro. Dial in right now. Crickets. The phone line's open for you, Todd. It's sitting open for you. And I'm not even mad at you. Maybe we even agree, Todd. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Hey, Smitty, it's TM42.
Oh, TM, I thought you were Todd. We're waiting on Todd to call. TM, this is not a good time, TM. This is not a good time. What can I do for you?
I'm waiting for Todd, too. Just a quick, simple question. In Superflex leagues, how do you adjust the ADP in Superflex? Do you bring it down around, or how do you do that? I was just curious about that.
Okay, I'll answer that. I'm going to hang up on you here, wait for Todd for 2 more minutes, and I'll answer your question while we wait for him. Appreciate your question. Call back again, though. You can call back again this show if you want.
Okay.
All right. Superflex, it's my strategy doesn't change. Like, if you have a top 5 pick, you take quarterback, and then in round 2 you start drafting like normal, because you'll be going against traffic. You know, it's going to be 2 or 3 non-quarterbacks going in between your quarterback you take in the top 5. Maybe 2, 3, 4 non-quarterback players are going to get taken between your top 5 pick and the next time you draft, which means you're essentially back in round 1 in a non-QB league or non-2 QB league. So you're like, you take, let's just say you have pick 5 and you miss out on the top 4. Burrow falls to 5 all the time. It's crazy. It's crazy. People take Lamar or Kyler or something. But you should, with a top 5 pick, get Lamar. Even if you extend it to pick 6, you get Kyler or Lamar or any of the top 4 quarterbacks. Then in round 2, you get back to business. If it's Superflex, if it's mandatory 2 QB, it's different. You got to approach it kind of as the draft unfolds with flow. But if you have a top 6 pick, take a quarterback, then return to a non-2 QB mentality. In round 2, start picking off as if you're back in a normal environment. Pretend it's round 1 in a 1 QB league and say who's the best player. Forget that it's 2 QB from that point forward with the mindset of I'm going to grab a quarterback later, obviously, to try and get the second quarterback. Davis Mills comes to mind as a great late quarterback to toss onto your Burrow combination. Yeah, Todd's not calling in. Todd, the phone line's dead right now for multiple minutes in a row. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Yeah, this is Todd. I just wanted to say you lost all credibility after Trey Sermon last year.
Is this really Todd? No. After Trey Sermon, I think that might have been Rock Out. Too bad. Every time I spoke about Trey Sermon, I said attached an Eli Mitchell to him. Absolute must cuff. Mitchell is Sermon. Sermon. Sermon is Mitchell. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. I love when people bring up Trey Sermon because they don't know what they're talking about. Every time they say Trey Sermon, you missed on it. Eli Mitchell, probably one of my biggest predictions of the entire 2021 season. Thank you for reminding everybody. I'm pretty sure I was rock out, though.
Yo, this is Todd. I just want to say you have zero credibility on the Trey Sermon line. That's why you wear that hat all the time. You're 50 years old. You got no hair.
That might have been Todd. You lost all credibility when you picked Trey Sermon and Eli Mitchell to win leagues. I'm going to hang up because I don't like debating. That's great. Was that Todd? Or was that Rock Out? That couldn't have been Rock Out. It's great. Anybody else want to dial in? Anybody with substance want to dial in? You lost all credibility when you predicted Eli Mitchell to be a league winner last year. Oh, I'm out of here. Rah! I'm gonna say you're 50 years old, even though I'm not. Even though I'm not even close. Even though. Who's this? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. What can I do for you?
What up, Smitty? It's Mario again.
What's up, Mario?
I got a question for you. Who are your division winners for next season?
Division winners. That's a great topic, and we could throw that up on the
Division
board,
winners.
on the board here. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Here on the board, we will pull it up. Tell me do you have any surprise predictions yourself for division winners? Toss one or two out while I prepare.
I got, for a surprise, the Raiders with Devontae Adams, and then let's say
Raiders.
The Bucks.
Okay. Here are my division winners. Let me put it up on the board here. We're going to say, we'll start off in the AFC East. AFC East, I'm going to say it's going to be the Bills. Do I think the Patriots or the Dolphins or the Jets have a shot? I don't. I mean, New England, I suppose, could. But Miami definitely is going to be improved, but I don't think they're going to be good enough to knock off the Bills. And the Jets are just, they're a ways away, but I think they're going to show signs of a lot of growth. It just sucks because they can't pull off a Bengals rags to riches type of situation because it's just too strong of a conference and the division's also strong. So I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills winning the AFC East. The AFC North, I think it's going to be a pretty easy win for the Cincinnati Bengals. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers will have good games at times, but they just don't have the consistency at quarterback to even come close to a team that has Joe Burrow. Quarterback matters. Quarterback matters. Is Najee good? Yeah. Are the wide receivers good? Yeah. Could Pickett be good? Yeah. But this is something that's going to develop. There's maybe a 2023 potential argument here to say they can compete or something, but not in this season. And the Browns are going to be a debacle all year. They're in the spotlight. Everything's negative. There's no way the Browns are going to pull this off. The Baltimore Ravens, I'm going to put right here, and I'm not going to put an X through them because I think they're going to grab a wild card spot. I don't think they beat the Bengals. I'm going to give the Bengals the win, but I think the Ravens will clearly push for it. They'll battle for it. They'll be very close. I think losing Hollywood Brown's going to be a huge negative here. So we're going to definitely have to watch this battle here. But I think losing Hollywood Brown's going to put it's going to knock Lamar off kilter for a little bit. AFC South is next. So this is the North. This is the South. AFC South. Honestly, I think it's going to be pretty easy for the Indianapolis Colts to win the division. I think maybe Jacksonville will look better than people think, but they're not going to win the division. I think the Houston Texans are a year away. They will have very, very decent success given the state of affairs there. I think Mills is a really good quarterback. And then Tennessee's going to fall apart, in my opinion. Losing A.J. Brown, that was like admitting defeat, admitting rebuild, admitting that you're going to go backwards. I don't know what in the hell they were thinking trading A.J. Brown away if they had any thoughts of competing. Now, the AFC West is the division that could probably feed all three of the wild card spots and give teams like the New England Patriots, the Dolphins, the Ravens, no one from this division, put them in a tough spot because all three of the division wild card or the conference wild card winners could come from this division. I think the Chargers win the division. I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk, and I think it definitely could come down to the Broncos or I don't think the Chiefs will win the division. The Raiders could certainly be in the mix there, but I think you have the Chargers winning the division, Herbert looking like the number one quarterback in the NFL, Herbert winning MVP, Chargers making it to the Super Bowl at least, and then you have Denver getting a wild card spot. You have the Chiefs getting a wild card spot. For sure, in my opinion, these are for sure. So that's wild card spot number 2. That's wild card spot number 3, and then, number 1. Wild card spot number 1. Wild card spot number 2, and then you have the Las Vegas Raiders and the Baltimore Ravens fighting for that last wild card spot. The Patriots will certainly try and grab it, and I suppose they could. The Dolphins could try and grab it. I suppose they could. I don't think the Steelers or the Browns will. I don't think anybody here is grabbing the spot. It's really going to come down to the Ravens and the Raiders. So Baltimore and I'm going to probably say, here's why I think it'll probably be Baltimore. And I know you're picking Las Vegas to win the division, and I'm picking them not to even go to the playoffs. And this could be a 12-win team that doesn't go to the playoffs. The reason I think it'll probably be Baltimore is these 4 teams are going to beat up on each other pretty badly. So Baltimore could have an advantage of having a better record than Las Vegas, even if Las Vegas is balling out. Like literally, this could be a 13-win, and 13-win, and 12-win type of battle where the Raiders don't make the playoffs getting 12 wins. So I'm going to say the Raiders don't make the playoffs. But that's so close. You're talking about one game. You're talking about if KC loses and gets 12 wins and the Raiders win just one more game, then all of a sudden the Raiders have 13 wins and then it comes down to other things. So it's like, I don't think it's that out of line to suggest that the Raiders or anybody can't make the playoffs. This is such a tough conference. Such a tough conference. So if I go to the NFC, it's Bills, Bengals, Colts, Chargers. The wild card winners are Denver Broncos, KC, either Baltimore or the Raiders. And I give the Raiders, that next spot in case, something goes wrong for the Ravens. The Ravens may not make the playoffs, though, because I fear... Are you still there? I think he hung up. The Ravens maybe won't make the playoffs, like if the Raiders knock them off, because I think the imbalance, losing Hollywood is not going to be a good look. It's not going to be a good look. KC will fall way back by Cheetah. Bad defense, lost their soul. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if the Raiders beat them. Wouldn't surprise me. I'm not going to count Mahomes out. Not when you're talking about a wild card spot. And then if we go to the 91 of you in here, punch the thumbs up button if you're new. If we go to the NFC, this one's going to shock some of you that don't know my content well. If you're new, this might completely shock you. NFC. We'll start with the East. NFC East. This is a tough one because I really do like the Eagles this year. And I think you'll be surprised that I have them. I think I have them making the play. We'll see. They got to win this division to be sure to get a playoff spot though, because it is going to be tough. I think Dallas wins the division. I think Philly's really close, and I'm going to leave them open for potentially a wild card spot. I think Washington doesn't get it done with Wentz. I think the Giants are absolutely awful. NFC, let's go next to the North. We're going to go ahead and say Minnesota and Green Bay are going to battle for this, but let's give it to Green Bay. Minnesota will leave open-ended for a wild card spot for now. Bears are they're going to be in total rebuild. They're still building this thing up. Detroit, same thing. They don't have the quarterback. They have the rest of the supporting cast to show signs that they're a good place for a quarterback to land next offseason. And a good quarterback is going to turn the Detroit Lions around, similar to the Bengals. Maybe not Super Bowl bound that next year, but like they're going to be a good team if they get a quarterback. They got St. Brown. Jameson Williams will be great next year. He'll kind of be getting into his own this year. And Chicago, they're going to be a mess. So we'll leave this open-ended. So far, our wild card spots could have Philly and Minnesota. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to go work our way down. NFC South. This is where I might piss off some people in New Orleans because everybody always gets mad at my New Orleans take. Tampa Bay is going to win the division. New Orleans will keep there for the wild card spot for the moment. Atlanta's got too much growing to do. Carousel of quarterback situations at some point. Carolina, same thing. You got CMC not staying healthy. Some potential quarterback change at some point. Not a fan of that one. This would be the then we're going to go to the best division in the NFC West. NFC West, you've got San Fran. I'm sorry, I got to put the division winner. The Rams are going to win the division. They got richer. The rich got richer. San Francisco is going to be up for a wild card spot and going to be a surprise team. The Cardinals will be up for a wild card spot, and Seattle has too much building to do. There's no way they're going to crack a playoff berth. So now you've got the Rams winning the division, the Bucks, the Packers, the Cowboys. Now you've got to decide on 3 wild card spots. The Niners are going to take home one of the wild card spots. The Cardinals, unfortunately, I love the Cardinals. The Cardinals are, I'm in Arizona. I'm a Cardinal fan. The Cardinals have the worst schedule in the NFL. I don't think they're making the playoffs this year in our division, toughest division in the NFL. And also, the second toughest division in the NFL. The AFC West is the toughest. But the NFC West, the 2 West conferences are absolutely the toughest. The Cardinals have maybe 1 or 2 winnable games in the final 8 games of the season. I've looked at it. It's horrible. It's absolutely awful. The Cardinals, I don't think, make the playoffs. So you got 1 wild card spot in San Francisco. You've got another wild card spot in Philly. I think they have a really good year. And it comes down to New Orleans and Minnesota. This will be so much dependent on Mike Thomas and Kamara and Winston staying healthy. There's a lot that needs to jive and mesh. And if Kamara's out 6 games, and if Mike Thomas isn't quite ready for week 1, what are people looking at when they say that the Saints are going to have this great year? I think they're going to be up and down. I give it to Minnesota. I think Minnesota, Philly, and San Fran are the wild card spots. If Minnesota can't ball, Arizona will somehow figure out a way to squeak into that wild card spot. But for right now, being objective about it, even though I don't like saying it, these will be the wild card teams. So that's my breakdown of the division winners and who wins a wild card spot. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. Did I miss any super chats on the way through all that content there? I may have. Ron says, bold prediction, by week 6, Malik Willis will be the starting quarterback for the Titans. I don't think that's that crazy at all. I fully expect it. No A.J. Brown? I didn't even like Tannehill anyway. No A.J. Brown? You're going to have a tough time, bro. You're going to have a tough time. Absolute monster. I love that Todd wouldn't even come on to debate me. L take. Wouldn't even come on to debate me, bro. Unfortunate for him. Unfortunate for him to come on and shoot blanks. I always leave the phone line open, but when you act like a total buffoon, it's no bueno. No bueno. Axe with a super chat. Okay, let me go look for it. Let's see here. Axe says, what do you think about my team so far in the Cup League? Can you post it, Axe? I don't have the ability to pull it up at this moment. So can you post it for me? Appreciate the super chat. 92 in here. Smash that thumb up button. Ricky, what's up, Ricky? Lenny, no Gronk, Godwin, Hurts. You don't like Tampa? Yeah, I mean, I like if Lenny doesn't pull it off, bro. Then Rashad White will. But Smitty, you called Kyler QB1. I most certainly didn't. Nice try, Vamp. Kyler's. I've never called Kyler the QB1. He's never cracked my top 4. I like Kyler. He's very, very good. But he's got a lot of growing to do. Ricky, we can do a mock draft. Maybe tonight we'll do a rookie-only mock draft. Remind me, bro. What's up? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
What up, man? It's Overcome.
What's up, Overcome?
Hey, I'm thinking about, do you think Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams are going to make Derek Carr and Tua viable options?
Carr, yeah. I mean, Carr's a viable option already, and it makes him like a good option. I don't think. I mean, it's so weird. People either love Carr or they just think he's still mediocre. Like, no one really hates Carr. I don't think I've run into one person that's like, Carr's garbage. Like, Carr's good, but you run into somebody. You either run into somebody that
he gave Renfro a good season.
You what?
He gave Renfro a good season last year.
Yeah. And Renfro can't replicate that. He's got Adams and then a healthy Waller, so people are overdrafting Renfro. But you either have people that think like all of a sudden Carr is like a top 4 quarterback. It's like crazy. Like there's no way he's, in my opinion, beating out the likes of even Mahomes without Hill. Like Mahomes is still going to be in that top 4, or if not, Lamar will slip above him. But like Carr, I can't rank him higher than like. He's still after Jalen Hurts. He's still after Kyler. He's still after Lamar. And when you consider those aren't even the top 4 quarterbacks, that's 5, 6, 7. Carr can't be higher than number 8 or 9 for me. It doesn't mean he can't do it. Doesn't mean he can't be number 7. Like, could he outperform 1 or 2 of my 5 through 9 quarterbacks, 5 through 8 ranked quarterbacks? Sure, he's got a lot going for him. I mean, like this question right here, Vamp says Dak or Carr. Like that's the kind of debate you could have for sure when it comes to Derek Carr. It's like Dak or Carr. You could even say Hurts or Carr if you want. Like no one's taking a lap on Hurts or Carr. Like that you could argue that. You could definitely argue, but saying that Carr's going to be top 5 because you get Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams is most certainly going to help Carr, but can he get him to from a 25 to 26, 27 touchdown place to like 37? No. I mean, I think Adams is going to have a good yardage year, good reception year, down touchdown year. Because Carr's not a touchdown machine. And maybe Derek Carr has one of those outlier years, with the quarterback, the touchdowns. But I'm not going to bank on it. But Hill's going to be declining a little bit in upside. Adams is going to have a decline in upside. Tua's not a guy I even like really at all, bro. Like you're starting Tua in a 1 QB league. you fell asleep for the first half of the draft and hit your head and woke up and you're like, I didn't get a quarterback. Well, Tua it is. Like, there's no reason for Tua to be in your lineup at all. Even if he works out, like your bench guy, maybe you make a trade and everybody's wrong about Tua. He blows up. Miami Mike is amazing. He makes Tua into a monster. Like, he could be on your bench and then you have a nice problem on your hands, but that is in la land, in bizarro world. You're waking up in bizarro world if Tua's a top 12 quarterback or top 10 quarterback, at least in terms of like your investment. Like, upside, like really late in the draft, maybe he could be a top 12 guy. Sure, I'll grab him as my backup. Like, I could understand that, but I'd rather grab Davis Mills.
But man, that brings me into another question. Like, how long you been doing fantasy football?
Doing it or doing it professionally?
Both.
Playing fantasy football. God. I've been doing it professionally for 19 to 20 years. I've been doing it, playing it. I don't know how long, bro. I'd have to like count, but it's a lot longer than 20 years.
Right on, man. So
Yeah.
I'm 31 years old, and I've been watching football my whole life. Been playing, or I played a few years and organized, but I'm trying to think like second year players. Like, how often do rookies come in, don't really show anything, and then bust out the next year? Like, one guy coming to mind is DK Metcalf, right? He didn't have the greatest rookie year, but the next year, I mean, he kind of broke loose. I mean, is that something that you've seen happen a lot, or is it kind of like rookies come in and they got to show up in their first year and it's pretty consistent?
I mean,
Tom Brady, right? Tom Brady.
It's evolved. It's kind of case by case. Like, you got Watson coming in, he's going to be force fed. He's going to have to mature quickly. You've got Jameson Williams, who's injured. He's got to get healthy and develop. He'll be a year 2 guy. Don't expect a lot out of Jameson Williams until the very end of the year. And even then, he'll be inconsistent because his quarterback's Goff. You're asking a guy that's coming back from an ACL tear that won't be ready until maybe mid-season. And then at that, he'll be slower getting his feet under him, trying to get healthy with a really bad quarterback throwing him the football. So, like, Jameson Williams is a guy, you got to understand all these different facets to it, you know? You got a guy like Drake London, who everyone loves, but he has no quarterback right now. I don't think Mariota is going to get him the football properly and feed everybody enough. And then you got Ritter. What's Ritter going to do? You've got... I mean, it's just so different. Like, I don't love this rookie wide receiver class from the top down. I like Justin Ross. I like Jameson Williams. I'm not a huge, like, I think that Garrett Wilson, Drake London, and even Watson are going to be, you know, these guys that can maybe climb into the bottom of the same tier as the top, like, 4 or 5 wide receivers in the NFL. I just don't see it. Like, at best, they're going to be DK Metcalfs if they're lucky. I don't think this wide receiver class from the top down has that ability. I think it's either Jameson Williams and Justin Ross, or we don't have that electric elite top 5 wide receiver. Like, Justin Ross was potentially the number 1 wide receiver in the entire draft class until he had the neck and spine issues, which reportedly are kind of in the rear view. We don't really know what that means. Like, he's been cleared to play. Is he going to have problems? Will he suffer all kinds of other injuries? He's been looking pretty good in camp. So, you know, he's made some of those amazing catches that you've seen, like, on social media. Ross, I like a lot. Jameson Williams has acceleration like no other wide receiver in this draft class, but is it going to be there for a while? I don't know. So we'll see. But bottom line, to answer your question, Des Bryant, back in the day, Des Bryant took you your third year. There's a thing called third-year wide receiver breakout. It took you until your third year to become an elite breakout wide receiver. Rookies never did good. In Larry Fitzgerald's day, this is how long I've played fantasy football and done it professionally. Larry Fitzgerald, back in the Larry Fitzgerald rookie class, like that time frame, you didn't draft rookie wide receivers in fantasy football. Not in redraft. You just didn't, because they're going to get you like 704. That was the most you're going to get out of a rookie. 700, maybe 800 yards, 4 touchdowns. Not worthy of your starting lineup. Now, a wide receiver like Jamar Chase with Burrow can be a top 5 wide receiver. Now, a wide receiver, like Watson with Aaron Rodgers can be a top 20 wide receiver right away. Like, it's just tough. It's tough to know. I don't think this class is loaded, though. I think Hall and Walker, Rashad White, those are the guys I love from this draft class. Tyler Algier, I love them. I know they're all running backs, but I like these running backs. I like Algier a lot.
Right on, bro.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. Peace.
Overcome the Madcap. Roddy White comes to mind. Yeah, third year, it just took a while. Now it doesn't. Now, but it's all subjective. It's all it's dependent on every single part of what is making up that situation. Is Melvin Gordon needed if you have Javonte? He's not needed, but it's not a bad idea. But at what cost? Are you passing on some kind of like really good player to get Melvin Gordon? Like Melvin Gordon's going in the 6th or 7th round. So am I passing on Kenneth Walker for Melvin Gordon? Absolutely not. Am I passing on Tony Pollard for Melvin Gordon? I'm not. Am I passing on Mike Williams? No. Am I passing on St. Brown? No. A.J. Dillon? No. Mahomes or Burrow or Kyler Murray or Lamar Jackson for Gordon? No. Would I take Gordon over Robert Woods? 100%. Would I take Gordon over rookie wide receivers like Burks and Hunter and a wide receiver like Hunter Renfrow, who I don't think will repeat or replicate? I would absolutely take Gordon over those situations to give you a feel. Rock, Overcome with the super chat. Appreciate you, Overcome. Thanks for calling in. Keep them coming anytime, man. Pay $3 when everyone else can pay $2. I don't know what that means. Carrick says Smitty Axe posted his roster. Oh, okay. Let's see. Axe, where's Axe at? Thank you for reminding me. You guys always look out for each other. It's awesome. It's like a big family. It's like a big family here. Chase, Williams, ETN, Dalton, Schultz, Russell Wilson. So Chase, Javonte, ETN, Dalton, Schultz, Russell Wilson. Was Dalton your 4th rounder though? Like, I love your first. I mean, this can't be your 4th rounder. That's really early. I love Jamar Chase. I love Javonte Williams. You can't start off better than that unless you get Swift and Williams. And even then, I'd rather Jamar. Never mind. You can't start off better than Jamar Chase and Williams. I'm sorry. That is the best start. I'd rather have that than JT and Tyreek Hill, which we have in the throne draft. Give me Jamar Chase and Javonte all day long. Javonte makes drafting running back in the 2nd round amazing. Swift as well. You can get Chase and Swift. Chase and Swift, Javonte, Chase and Javonte, Chase and Swift. ETN, I like that as a 3rd round pick. I'm not mad at that. I just don't know. This doesn't feel like it's your 4th rounder in here. I love Russell Wilson, but like if Dalton Schultz was your 4th rounder and Russell Wilson was your 5th rounder, you took both those guys way too high. Boy, I love your start, and I still love your overall team, but there's no way Dalton Schultz, he goes in the 6th round, so you're 2 rounds early, and then Russell Wilson, there's no reason you need to get him in the 5th round. You can get him later. That's my advice to you. Dalton Schultz won't last long. Yeah, but, dude, you got to let him go then. You got to take a Freiermuth or a Goddard or somebody else, then take him in the 4th round. You can't, just because they're going to go doesn't mean you react. Sometimes you got to let things go. You can't, rank my first 6 picks: Jefferson, Lamb, Barkley, Josh Allen, DK Walker. Honestly, I don't know who was there for the Barkley pick. I would have probably went with another player, but even so, you absolutely crushed it. I would say rock out. Your team right here is probably an 8 out of 10 minimum. Love it. Home run. Monster. Get Algier. Let's roll. Don't get Algier right now. I'm just tossing out a running back for you. Pick him out as ADP. Dalton Schultz, maybe tight end 3. He could be the number. Dalton Schultz could be the number 2 tight end in 2022. But doesn't mean you take him in the 4th round. Great stream, bro. Jefferson over Cup is dumb. Oh, that's this one right here. Great stream, bro. Jefferson over Cup is dumb. I don't think you can say that, Dylan. That's a very, very arguable situation. Like, no one's saying Cup over Jefferson's dumb. I mean, you can argue the same thing, bro, in my opinion. But I appreciate your compliment on the stream, and the stream loves you back. The stream absolutely loves you back, bro. And we're glad to have you here. Adam Thielen was it definitely what is going on there? Adam Thielen was it definitely a third year breakout. Yeah. It used to be that way. It's not anymore though. We done with voicemails? Okay, no, I still got some. Oh, for the Bruce. We never finished this.
Hey, Smitty, I have a little bit of a beef and a little bit of a problem with these rankings. And
I'm sorry
say
to Bruce.
if I'm right or wrong. They have DK, who has no quarterback, going before someone like Terry McLaurin, who at least Wentz is better than what Seattle has. What do you think on that?
I mean, I can understand that argument. So the topic for the Bruce is McLaurin or DK. I mean, I'd draft DK over McLaurin, bro. But I love both. So, I mean, I'm not going to get mad at you if you reach on McLaurin over DK. They're both going like 4th and 5th round, but DK's ADP is higher, and I don't mind that. I don't mind that. You can draft both of them. Why not take running back, quarterback, or running back, or running back, tight end, and then come in with DK, then McLaurin back to back. That's pretty good. That'd be pretty good. Was one pick before I got Barkley. Hall? Oh, man. But hey, Barkley's fine, especially with your team. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Michael Watley.
What's up, Smitty? It's Michael Watley. I'm headed to the golf course right now, so when the show starts, I'm going to have to throw in an AirPod to listen to it. But, I was wondering what your thoughts were on Chase Claypool. I just drafted him in the Graveyard League in the 8th round. And my thought process is basically that he has a shot to be the guy with these, the guy in Pittsburgh with these new quarterbacks in there. Because personally, I don't think Deontay Johnson is really that much more talented than Chase Claypool. It was just Ben Roethlisberger feeding him all those volume targets and stuff. So I was wondering what your thoughts were and if Chase Claypool is worth the gamble in the middle of the 8th. Thanks.
I love Claypool. In middle of the 8th round, absolutely. Because you're talking about we're right in the middle of the 8th round in the Throne League, and I totally like him at our next pick if we wanted him. Claypool could easily be a high-end wide receiver 3 in fantasy. You do not have to pay even high-end wide receiver 3 fantasy value. You're paying like wide receiver 4 value for Claypool, maybe 4 or 5. And Claypool could be, listen to the words coming out of my mouth. Don't twist up what I'm about to say. Claypool could be a wide receiver 2 in fantasy. You draft him as a wide receiver 4. You understand what I'm saying here? Draft Claypool as a wide receiver 4, mid 8th round to 9th round. But could he be a wide receiver 2, like a low end? Absolutely. Could he be better than Deontay? 100%. I'm not a big Deontay fan at all. This guy is a ball dropper. And on top of that, he got peppered like crazy by Big Ben, and everyone just assumes everything to be back to normal with Deontay. Deontay was difficult to get where he got with Big Ben. Claypool is the alpha. Claypool is a little brittle. That's why he's not going higher. That's why we're drafting Claypool in the 8th and 9th round, because he does come with some injury worry. Let's be honest. He plays like Gronk and Kittle, just aggressive, throws his body around all over. Claypool is going to dominate and then get hurt. Like, that's my fear. But 8th to 9th round, absolutely love Claypool. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever, Michael. Nothing. Andy.
What's up, Smitty? Amon-Ra St. Brown went beast mode the last 6 games of last year. Helped a lot of people win the trophy. Does he continue his success into 2022, or is he destined to be second fiddle to Jamison Williams?
Jamison Williams has got to get healthy. We can't just give Jamison Williams the number 1 spot there. Like, St. Brown was so good last year. Like, we can't discredit what he did. So, in 2022, it's all St. Brown. Like, Jamison Williams will not be viable for a first half of the year, and he's not just going to come in and be firing on all cylinders. He's going to take time. It's not going to happen quick. We'll see spots of it, like maybe at times we'll be like, week 15, week 13, week 16, week 17. But Jamison Williams won't be what you think he's going to be when he gets back. He's going to just catch. ACLs are horrible injuries, guys. You're literally, you've seen some players come back full go, but have we seen a rookie come in, learn the playbook, learn the NFL game speed, and recover from an ACL? No, thank you. I like Jamison Williams, but I'm probably not owning him unless it's very late in a draft and redraft. I'm absolutely scooping him up everywhere in Dynasty. I love Jamison Williams. He has the edge over St. Brown in Dynasty, but St. Brown crushes him in redraft. And St. Brown's an elite wide receiver 3 that can play like an elite wide receiver 2. St. Brown could be an elite wide receiver 2 in 2022. Don't draft him there. Don't overdraft him and ruin his ADP in the mock drafts tonight. I'm just saying, dude's got tons of upside. Love him. Corey.
Hey, Smitty, what's going on? It's Corey here. So recently I was in a 10-team mock draft. I had the 6th overall pick. I took Najee. Then I got around to my second pick, and CD and Javonte were still available. I ended up taking Javonte. Was that the right choice, or should I have taken CD?
Well, I mean, I draft Javonte over CD. You're not crazy to like one over the other, but very, very easy call from me. I like CD a lot, but Javonte, in my opinion, can be the number 2 or 1 running back in the NFL in 2022. And you get him at a discount because Melvin Gordon. Gage, I like Gage. Gage will probably be available in the Throne League. Here's the Throne Draft, by the way. Here's the update. We've got, let's see here. Here's the Throne Draft, just to give you guys an update. Phone lines have been open, bro.
Call into the show.
I don't know who Big Lenny is.
NFL. Down.
Okay. So we could definitely get Gage at that 8-12, I think, or he'll probably be available. I don't know. The top options available right here. Let me put this up. Quarterback, we don't need a quarterback. Running back, Singletary, Chase Edmonds, Michael Carter, James Robinson, Isaiah Spiller, Ramondre Stevenson, Ronald Jones, Alexander Madison, Damian Pierce, Nyheim Hines, Rashad White, Darrell Henderson, Tyler Algier. I like Tyler Algier a lot, guys. I would reach for him. Garrett Wilson, Tyler Lockett, Gabe Davis, Brandon Ayuk's a phenomenal pick at this next pick. Claypool is a phenomenal pick at this next pick for us. Lazard, Kadarius, Christian Watson, Olave, Gabe Davis, I think already. Tight end, I think we really got to strongly consider Dawson Knox with our next pick, or Freiermuth. I like either one of those guys. We could go Freiermuth and either Ayuk. I would say I'd rank the wide receivers if it was up to me. Ayuk, maybe Gabe Davis, then maybe Claypool, personally. But it's up to you guys. Running backs, I like Ramondre a little, but not maybe right here. I like Alexander Madison a little, but I don't know about right here. Rashad White. Maybe we take Rashad White. Maybe we step out of bounds a little bit. Tyler Algier. What if we took 2 running backs and we need another wide receiver because Hopkins is out. It's a 3 wide receiver, so we kind of need Ayuk. What about Ayuk and Algier, or Ayuk and Rashad White? What about Ayuk and Dawson Knox? That would be a good duo. I could get on board that. That's a really good approach, I think. Dawson Knox and Ayuk would probably be the best options. Or Gage, Russell Gage. Russell Gage could fall. So we'll have a nice little vote on our hands. Smitty, open. I got the phone line open. Dial in. Some were saying Ayuk for the last thrown pick, and he's still in the. Yeah, vamp. It'd be good. It'd be a good pick. Deshaun Watson, guys. The update on this is that a lawsuit filed against the Texans alleges that individuals within the Texas organization knew or should have known of Deshaun Watson's conduct. So there's going to be a lot more unraveling, probably on the daily, especially on the weekly, on Deshaun Watson, on the Texans, on this situation. It's an absolute debacle. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be an absolute mess for the next few months, really. Smitty still live. What a champ. Thank you, Mario. I do what I can for the people. This is an hour show, and we're literally approaching hour 2. All right, we're in hour 2. We're approaching hour 3. We're approaching 2 full hours, if you will. Okay, looks like Big Lenny didn't want to call in. Appreciate every single one of you. All the super chats, all the support. You guys rock. I work for you. I couldn't do this without you. We're live every single Monday through Friday. We are doing it live. Get on over to thefantasyfootballshow.com. Get your one-on-one text device with me so we can chat one-on-one and I can help you win your league. And we can talk about your draft, upcoming drafts, during your draft, whatever. One-on-one text device. That's how we roll. Definitely click that Underdog link down below. Underdog Fantasy. Play Underdog. Use promo code Smitty. Click the link below. Let's rock and roll in 2022 on Underdog. Let's do them best ball drafts. Maybe we'll do another best ball draft tonight while we mock draft. Let's do it live. Appreciate every single one of you. As always, I respond to every comment in my video. So once the video posts on YouTube, right when it ends, not right now in the live chat, I respond to every comment, 99% of them at least. And I'll see you all tonight. Mock draft, best ball draft. Axe, I see you say you took Mike Williams in the 4th. That's a little early, bro. But it depends on if it was that turn, I guess. But I'd like to know who was there when you were on the clock in the 4th round. But other than that, your team looks really good, Axe. I do like it a lot. You're definitely a contender for sure. Graveyard Crew in the hizzy. Blackbeard, Kenny, Michael Watley, Silver, Carrick, Jeff, Rockout, Asher, thanks for battling in the rap battle. Mario, thanks for calling in and all you do. Overcome, thanks for the super chats and all the call-ins. Ron Navy in the hizzy. Still, Ron Navy, how was your appointment, Ron? And appreciate all your super chats, all your call-ins, everything. Kenny. And Blackbeard in the house. Gary. BTG.
Until next time, Bubba. Catch you later, Bubba.